Mocha Latte Gang, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Mocha Baby. Shout out to my subscribers, both new and old. If you are a newbie, what's up? What's popping with you? I promise you're gonna love it here because this is where the magic lives. The magic lives here because I understand that you are more than one facet, that you are multidimensional. And why show you just one facet of a diamond when I can turn it and the light will hit all of them? Now, doesn't that sound fun? Now, I do a little bit of everything here, from television reviews, music reviews, video game reviews, gadget reviews, real talk, spiritual talk, blendology, mixology, and more. If you can think it, then 9 times out of 10 is something that I do right here on this channel. Now, for those of you who have been with me for a while, y'all already know how we get it done on this channel. We're all just one big happy lit family, and that's just what it is. Before we get into what this video is about, go ahead and get you guys a cup and whatever you're sipping on, whether it's water, juice, whether it's wine, a mixed cocktail, a soda, whatever you sipping on, go ahead, get you a cup, sit back and relax, because we got some things to get into, child. We got a lot of things to talk about. We got a lot of things to dive into with this one right here, y'all. So without further ado, I'm just gonna go ahead and dive right into it. Now, I'm sure over this last week that you guys have been bombarded with all sorts of things with what happened last Sunday night. I'm talking about the Oscars. I'm talking about Will Smith versus Chris Rock. We're going to dive right into that. But first, for those of you who do not know, I'm going to give you just a highlight of what happened. Everybody was watching. We all were, because we were going to see what's the homie Will Smith going to indeed take home his first golden boy. So, it's somewhere going toward the end of the night. You know, everybody seems to be having a good time. Everybody seems to be enjoying themselves. So, Chris Rock comes on stage to present an award. He cracks a couple jokes. He says something about how mostly everybody in there does not have on a mask, and that they just, y'all bold, y'all breathing all willy-nilly up in here, just all the free air. And that was funny. Then he said something about Penelope Cruz and her husband, because they were in the same category that Will Smith was for the best actor. He said something along the lines of, if Penelope doesn't win, then her husband hopes he doesn't win and that Will Smith wins, because if Will Smith doesn't win and he wins, it's going to be it's going to be a problem, basically. That was received lukewarm. And then he looks over at Jada and he says, "I love you, Jada, G.I. Jane. We waiting on the sequel. I'm waiting on the sequel." Jada proceeds to roll her eyes. We can clearly see that her mood changes. Will Smith does laugh, but somewhere between transition and translation, next thing we know, he's up, walking toward the stage. Gets on stage. Chris Rock is still, in his, comic routine, being comedic. And he says, Richard, calling him by the character he played in the movie King Richard. And after that, Will Smith proceeds to slap Chris Rock. Will Smith slaps him, then turns around and goes back to his seat, where he yells the words. And by this point, audio is cut over here in the US. We ain't no more audio. We don't hear anything. We just physically see two men look at it as if they are getting into it, but we can't hear what's going on. But we still see it. Will Smith is mouthing words to Chris Rock, and Chris Rock is saying something back, still on stage. Will Smith appeared to be mouthing, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth." he yells at, very intensely, very angrily at Chris Rock. Chris Rock said something about it was a G.I. Jane joke. And Will Smith says again, keep my wife's name out your mouth. Now, after that, he says that I will. And then he, gathers himself and go ahead and presents the award. He presents the award, which Questlove does win. I forget what award it is. But he does win that award. And then we go to commercial break. And we come back. And Diddy is on stage and he says something along the lines of those guys are brothers. And, they're going to squash it at the gold party, or they're going to handle that at the gold party. But right now, we're going to present this award. And he does that. And the night seemingly goes on. And probably within the next, I'd say 25 to 35 minutes later, Will Smith does in fact win the award for the Best Actor for his portrayal in the critically acclaimed King Richard movie, which is about the Williams sisters. And they daddy, what he did to, help them become who they are today. So we get a very emotional Will Smith. He talks about being the defender and the protector of the family. He talks about how he's supposed to protect, women, and he named the actresses that played the Williams sisters in the movie, the mama in the movie. And, he said this is what he was called to do, to show love and, basically be a conduit for his people, if you speak. And, we get all of this through tears. And then, he wraps it up and walks off stage. And the rest is pretty much history. Okay, so we got Twitter going crazy. Everybody's at this point trying to figure out, is it real? Is it fake? Is it this? Is it that? Everybody's like, well, what just happened? Twitter's going off, Facebook's going off, because I did mention a few things about how I felt on Twitter and a little bit less on Facebook, only because I decided to do this YouTube video. But you can follow me on Twitter at PrettyFlocka with an O25. That's kind of where I let my thoughts run wild. And a lot of the times, that's where I come up with my topics for what I'm going to be talking about and discussing with you all. So if you want an inside look and a sneak peek, why don't you go ahead and follow me over there on Twitter. Now, so all this is going on, and I'm kind of glad that I did wait to do this video, because the story has steadily been unfolding as the days have passed by. We get new information, we to kind of fill in the pieces that we didn't know, like such as things that happen in between the commercial breaks that we didn't get to see. And answer a few questions like, well, where was the security, this, that, and the other, and of course, was it real, was it fake, which by now we definitely know that it was real. So we're going to get into a few of those things that happened after the slap. Okay, so the first thing that happened after the slap was that we heard that it was going to be, some type of action taken against Mr. Smith for what he did during the Oscar ceremony. We did find that out. We also found out that the police were in fact there, and they were ready to arrest Will Smith on sight. The reason as to why they didn't is because, as we know, Chris Rock did not press charges, and he did not want him arrested. As far as why he wasn't taken out, it is said, and I quote, that Chris Rock didn't want that it would have made a bad situation worse. We also found out that Will Smith was asked to leave, but said that he didn't want to leave because he wanted to make the situation right. And So we found out all this information within a couple of days. We get a public apology from Will Smith to Chris Rock, because although he did apologize in his acceptance speech, he did not apologize to Chris Rock at that time. He apologized to the Academy and to his fellow nominees. And then after that, we found out that Will Smith decided to resign from the Academy, and what that means is basically that he won't be able to vote, possibly not attend, and all those types of things. And we also found out that he's going to have a hearing with the Academy, sort of similar to like the Supreme Court, court case or trial, if what have you, and basically plead his case to the Academy. And we found that out. And then after that, we also found out that the producer, which is the first black man to actually produce the Oscars, was the one that was talking to Will Smith and talking to his publicist during this commercial break. And we also found out from him that Will Smith wasn't, forcefully asked me, that it was suggested that he leave, and it was said that he wanted to make it right. So now all of this has happened, and then we got Tony Rock's brother, who is very amped up. He's very very amped up off of this whole situation. He did a Q&A regularly after it happened, where he was talking to his fans. So he also has a comedy tour going on right now, and they ask him questions about the tour and this, that, and the third. And a question comes up about what just happened with his brother and Will, and he basically said, if the question was like, if you see him, what's gonna go down, this, that, and the other, I will show you guys that. And he basically says it's on. And then he did a comedy show the other night where he was playing Tupac and saying, it's some ground rules. If you think it's something that you can do, if I say something up here that you don't like, it's nothing you can do. And if you decide you want to come up here, you gonna get this 2-piece and a biscuit, basically. Just doing a lot, but I do get what he was doing, which is being protective, being defensive over his brother. But isn't that what Will Smith is doing over his wife? Well, let's get into that. So we're gonna get into the reasons behind the slap. Like, why did the slap happen in the first place? Because I believe that a lot of people have gotten away from the reason that the slap happened, and they just gone connecting to every other dot but the dots that need to be connected. So I'm going to connect those dots right here, right now. Let's go back to the joke that Chris Rock told when he told the G.I. Jane joke. Now, on the surface, it does just seem like a G.I. Jane joke. But if you dive a little bit deeper under that, he wasn't talking about G.I. Jane. And he wasn't talking about because she was strong and she was fearless and she was this and she was that. He only talking about the fact that the G.I. Jane character in the movie and Jada Pinkett Smith both have a bald head. That's the only thing he's talking about. Because first of all, it doesn't make sense, because the character is a Caucasian woman, as well as Jada didn't star in the movie. So unless they do some who knows what, how is Jada gonna do a sequel to G.I. Jane? I'm confused. Somebody please make it make sense. Okay. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying. the joke just was not funny. Now it could have been funny to some people, because I did see some people say that it was funny to them. But just because it was funny to you does not mean it was funny to her, because at the end of the day, the joke was about her. Now, y'all know, and let me start off by saying, before I get into any of the rest of this, I don't condone violence. I don't get down with violence. Anybody that knows me in person knows my character know that I am easygoing, that I'm sweet as pie, and that I don't like conflict. I don't even like to argue too tough. Don't get it twisted. I can, but I don't like to, and I try to avoid it if I can. Because to me, it's just wasted energy. Because why am I going to get all worked up and sending my blood pressure up and wasting my time arguing with you when I can be putting that energy in something else, in somewhere else, bettering myself, raising my child, doing what I need to do, instead of wasting, who knows, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 50 minutes arguing back and forth with somebody, and a lot of times it's over nothing. So yeah, I don't get down with it, but I do understand why it happened. That I do, because we all know when you love somebody and you truly love this person. I mean, your heart's on your sleeve about this person. You can't even breathe, can't even think without this person. The real definition of love. Not all this play stuff that a lot of people is doing, but for the people that ain't playing, y'all know what I'm talking about. And when you have those type of strong emotions and strong feelings for somebody, your mama, your wife, your kids, your sister, or anybody that you love like that you love deeply like that, and somebody disrespects them, you want to handle it. However you choose to handle that, but you want to handle it. Because regardless of what anybody says, she was in fact disrespectful. Whether you felt like it was disrespectful or not, she did, because it was about her. So, because if you seen it and you saw how she rolled her eyes and how her whole demeanor changed, it was very clear that the joke did not sit right. That the joke did hurt her, because, as a woman and you losing your hair, I mean, that's a big, colossal deal, y'all. I mean, some folks be like, well, you're not dying, but that's besides the point. I mean, for some women that care about that kind of stuff, they hair is everything. And just this in general is everything. And part of the reason of that is because y'all have did that to us. Y'all have put society as a whole has put these fake, unrealistic beauty standards on women. Like, y'all want us to have this perfect hair. Y'all want us to have the perfect skin, the perfect little itty bitty, teeny tiny, itsy witsy bodies. Y'all want us to have the perfect personality. And the list goes on and on and on about our looks. So, with it being like this, then how come something like that wouldn't be offensive to somebody when the whole thing in the world is about appearance? If you bigger than a certain this, or in some cases smaller than a certain this, you looked at it's like, ew. And it's like, just like, why? And particularly with women, why do y'all do this to women? And why would that not be offensive to her? But getting back to it, those were fighting words. Because he looked over at her and he saw her pain. He saw her hurt. He saw her depression. It brought all those feelings back that I'm sure that he has dealt with her in the past. Because, you know, he is her husband. So with him being her husband, he's seen all of that nobody else gets to see. In between him and her, you know, I'm sure she's cried about it because it's a very big thing, like I just said. And he was the one that wiped her tears with it. So she was hurt. So therefore, he was hurt. And at this point, he wasn't thinking. It didn't matter about who even said it. It didn't matter about where he was at. It didn't matter about who was around. All that mattered was that she was hurt and he had to do something about it. Nothing more, nothing less. So the next thing you know, he's on stage and we know the rest of what happened. That is why Chris Rock got slapped. Nothing more, nothing less. All these other reasons that people keep just throwing out there, that is not the reason. It has nothing to do with it. It is neither here nor there with what a lot of different people are saying. The comment of why he didn't have this energy with August Alsina or Jada's boyfriend or whatever y'all want to call it. The fact of the matter is, it's simple. It didn't have anything to do with what happened between Will Smith and Chris Rock. That was Chris Rock on that stage that made that offensive, derogatory joke. It was not August Alsina. Two different people, two different things. They did not have anything to do with each other. It's not Will Smith that is mad about that. It is the general public that is mad about that and that decides to keep bringing that up. And that decides to be like, oh, that must be the reason why he's mad. It's just a build-up because he's mad with Jada because Jada cheated with August Alsina. When the man just clearly said not long ago that there is no infidelity in their marriage. That they talk about everything. Somebody please make that make sense. How is he going to be mad about something that he knew about? How is he going to be mad with something that he was cool about? How is he going to be mad about something when they have an open marriage? Somebody please make that make sense. Where the problem comes in is the general public. It's y'all that have a problem with it, not him. Because y'all keep bringing it up. Every time you turn around, every time you see him, entanglement, entanglement, entanglement. What they do better? Just because it don't fit whatever image, whatever picture you had painted, just because they don't fit whatever little box you tried to put them in, doesn't mean that every time you see the people that you have to drag it. You don't have to like it. It may not be for you. It may not be for everybody. It's not for me. But I don't hate them for it. I don't judge them for it. It ain't got nothing to do with me. So why would I just drag that? For what? For why? Cause what? Who does that? When it's something that doesn't concern you. Yeah, you can say, well, why do they tell it? Because they can. Why do you do the things you do? Because you can, right? But that doesn't mean that you want to just constantly hear about whatever it is all the time. Every time somebody looks at you, it's that one thing. You don't want to hear that because we're all human at the end of the day. I'm just trying to figure that out. But moving on to the next point of things I'm also trying to figure out with this. I'm trying to figure out what is up with all this traumatization. What is up with all this outrage? Y'all acting like it was a beatdown. Y'all acting like it was a weapon fight. Y'all acting like it was somebody forcing somebody on them against their will. That's what y'all acting like, but we talking about a slap. A slap. Some folks, you ain't never seen nobody get slapped before? Where you been at? I'm trying to figure out where you been because people get slapped every day. Because I'm not condoning violence. But you just don't need to be going around disrespecting people and saying whatever you want to people because you feel like you can. Because some people, and they just not gonna take that. They just not gonna handle that. You gonna might get run up and done up real quick. That's just the way that it is. And I've been hearing people talking about that those are hood rules. No, it's not. Those are life rules. Yeah, those are life rules because let me tell you something. I never grown up in the hood. I never lived in the hood. But I feel the same way. So they can't possibly be hood rules. Those are life rules. So I'm just trying to figure out where is all of this outrage coming from. And where was it on January the 6th? And where was it every time a black person, an innocent black person gets killed for no reason? Where was it when a woman gets raped? Where's this energy? Because it seems like you're putting it in the wrong place. Now, it wasn't the best decision to do what he did. But y'all are dragging it. Y'all really are dragging it. And y'all acting like Chris Rock didn't say what he said. And it's real funny to me that the people that are so traumatized and so outraged, a lot of them are those same people that think that they can say hurtful things about people and call it a joke and label it comedy. If you have to be offensive, if you have to go down on somebody to be funny, then baby, you're not funny. Because I've never liked that kind of comedy anyway. Because that's not funny to me. Me laughing at somebody else's expense is not funny. There's plenty of different things you can joke about without joking about somebody's appearance. Because you don't ever know what that person has going on. You don't ever know what they have or what they don't have. And then even if they don't have anything, you just don't need to be doing that. Because to me, it shouldn't have been said whether she has alopecia or doesn't. It's just the fact that she has alopecia that makes it worse to me. Because it is a condition. And then people that's sitting up talking about, at least it's not cancer. At least it's not going to kill her. Why should it have to kill her for her to be offended? Why should it have to kill her for her to feel some kind of way about it? It doesn't make sense to me. And this is coming from somebody that did a documentary on hair in 2006. He did a documentary called Good Hair, where he talked about all the ins and outs of hair, and in particular of black hair. So it's really not adding up as to why he would make a joke about a black woman's head. And people saying that is not derogatory. It seems derogatory to me. I'm just saying that it seems pretty derogatory to me. Because I'm trying to figure out, especially women, black women in particular, we especially the past couple years have been yelling, protect black women, screaming out from the top of the rooftops, protect black women. Black women need to be protected. Y'all know how ABCDZE feel about black women. We aren't protected, and we're not. But when somebody does protect one, why do you crucify him? He's being y'all crucifying him for the same thing that y'all said needs to be protected, and he protected it. Somebody, please make it make sense. I'm confused. I really am. Because if we've learned nothing else about this situation, we've learned one thing. We've learned that Will Smith loves Jada Pinkett Smith, and that he gonna ride for Jada Pinkett Smith, point blank, period. He put everything on the line for her. And all, I mean, at that moment, he wasn't thinking about it, but then when he came to and realized it, it's kind of like, yeah, we know he loved her. And that's why a lot of women have been saying that it's beautiful, because it's beautiful to me to have somebody on this planet that feels like that about you. You and only you. That feels strong enough to react off of impulse, to react off of emotion. Because emotions is a powerful, powerful, powerful thing. Emotions defy logic. It's action and then reaction. It's cause and effect. And that is what happened here. That's it. That's all. You can't get mad about how somebody reacts to something when you the action that caused the reaction. And we're going to end it right there. If you have made it to this point, go ahead and like the video. Share some of your thoughts down below. This is a safe space. Even if you don't agree with anything I said, leave a comment. Share your thoughts. Share your perspectives. Because that's what my channel is all about. It's about differing opinions, but still loving each other. Okay? And after you do that, I want you to ring that bell and notify you every single time I post, because you don't want to miss anything that I have planned for you all on this channel. And then after that, go ahead and hit the red box, whether it's down here, whether it's over there, or maybe it's even over here, because you want to be a part of the team. You want to be part of the Mocha Latte game, because we doing things and we going places. Then after that, it's one more thing I need y'all to do. I need my Mocha Latte gang to stay blessed. I need y'all to stay fly, and may angels be encamped around and about you. Until next time. Later. Bye.